Hello, guys. How's it going? Why do I keep starting streams by yawning? It's like I have it by now. But yeah, how's it going? How's it going, everybody? Um, we're gonna be working on this. I posted it on YouTube, and I just need to work on it more. So that's what we're gonna do. No more gooning? No, we're definitely gonna be gooing more eventually, but not for now. Better question, why are you streaming so late? Well, I don't have a schedule. I just stream whenever I feel like it. This time, that time happens to be late. Yeah. How long do you draw? I don't know. If you're asking how long I have been drawing, like career-wise, um, uh, hold on. There's an exact number. Like I know how long I've been drawing. I just have to calculate it. It's been 6, 10 years. It's been 10 years now, actually. Wee, 10 years. When will you be doing the perspective of Varus's and how the war started? Um, I might not. I don't know. We'll have to see when inspiration sparks, because I can't really just force myself to write good stuff. Um, so we'll have to see if I get lucky and think of an interesting angle to tackle it from. There's a high chance that it'll just never come out. Thing is, I want to make a video talking about how I think about world building, actually. Because I want people to be, or I want you guys to be on the same page that I am when it comes to the expectations of what Rust and Trenches would turn into. You know, I've been wrestling with, like, or I've been conflicted, right, for quite a while with like Rust and Trenches and what the hell it's gonna turn into and what the future of it looks like, what the plan is, it's what it's gonna turn into, blah blah blah, how I'm gonna do the videos, that sort of stuff. And it's been a really hard question to answer for myself. Like I don't know what the hell I want it to be. Um, but I think I'm gradually getting closer to what I want, or what I truly want it to become. And I think I need to talk about that in a video to fully set the expectations of what might happen to this. Because there might be less lore videos going forward. Any chance we can get gnomes? Yeah, that'd be fun. The thing that I realized is basically, um, the reason why I keep losing motivation and doubting the project and stuff like that is mainly because I am working on things that I'm not actually interested about, you know? Like I keep falling into these traps of thinking that I want a certain thing, but then only realizing later that I that's not what I wanted. The book, for example, like I thought, oh yeah, let's make it a book. And now I've realized, never mind, I don't want to make a book. Let's make a game, and then I've realized, never mind, I don't actually want to make a game. I get, I, it's a flaw of mine for sure that I get way too excited or enthusiastic about certain ideas, and start running at them full speed without fully considering the amount of work that would go into them, uh, and if I would actually even want that. And then only later on in the process realizing that and being like, ah, shit, actually, that's not what I want. Yeah. Oh yeah, the old gnome, the design, the worms, those would be fun. But yeah, so a lot of the times those kinds of doubts lead me to having long sessions of just thinking with myself. Oh, thinking. That's such a weird thing. I rarely do that. But when I do, it's bad. It's bad. When I start thinking, that's a bad sign. Uh, but yeah, I start thinking like, why am I doing this? Like, what the fuck am I even doing? What am I doing this project for? What do I find fun about it even? Like, it gets to that point. Uh, and what I'm starting to realize is the part that I like most about world building is designing wacky shit. That's it. Like just designing cool designs, thinking about them just enough so they can hold their own, and that's it. So like this, I love this. This is fun because it's a weird like loom monster thing. It's a cool idea and cool design. That's great. I'm engaged. I like this. I'm happy. And I realized every time that I feel miserable while working on the world is the times that I focus on lore. I don't give a shit about lore. Or no, it's not that I don't give a shit about lore. I do like lore, obviously, but like I got lost in the sauce to a certain degree. Like what Russ and Trenches started off with was literally I made streams that this is where the Monster Garden name came from. Monster Garden was originally a stream where I just designed creatures with viewers. That's it, right? And then what happened was as we were designing them, it was a lot of fun to think up random backstories for those creatures. And over time, as the creatures accumulated, it was even more fun to say, oh, what if they're in the same world, right? And so some of the creatures started coming from the same places, and then more lore started getting piled on top, and all of a sudden, it turned into a world building project, like out of nowhere. It wasn't my intention originally, but it just happened. Uh, but the reason why it existed was for the sake of making fun concepts. Like that's the whole point. The reason I have a world building project or I wanted a world building project was to give me a foundation to build cool concepts off of, like this or like the crawling bishop, or that sort of stuff, right? Uh, but then I got carried away, I guess, and or often I get carried away, and instead of thinking about fun designs and then making up an excuse of lore to prop them up just well enough, it flipped around and gradually became more about I have to write a cohesive world that makes sense and holds water, and I will occasionally maybe get to draw cool concepts. You know, like when did it transition from me drawing like dudes with bird heads and wanting to draw giant mechs to now me stressing about the history of the war, or if the order of events makes sense, or if this decision by this political side of this country makes sense for the situation they're in. Like, and you know, when do I get to draw the cool spider robot? You know, I sat back and I was like, what the fuck am I doing? Like, this is not what I find fun about world building. I mean, it's a part of it, but it's not the part that I did it for, you know, and I just got lost in, and I'm realizing I should really much focus more on just the part that I like, and just go back to making wacky concepts and throw the lore to the side. Return to your roots, make weird ass shit, and worry about the lore later. Yeah, yeah. I still need to sort of order my thoughts better, to be able to articulate it properly in the form of a video so it makes sense. But I'm sure it's definitely gonna disappoint a lot of people, uh, to see that I'm not that, like it's not, I'm not a fucking book writer, you know? Like, I don't, it's never gonna happen that the world of Rust and Trenches was gonna turn into like a deep narrative with interesting characters and storylines and shit like that. Um, that was never gonna happen because like I can't write for the life of me. I can write. I'm really good. I think I am good at writing, but I'm good at writing a very specific thing. I'm good at writing like just an interesting little lore bits, like little bits. I'm good at writing little chunks, right? But as soon as those chunks need to fit together, I get a headache. Oh, here you go. I can sort of maybe, okay, I don't know. I'm gonna start an analogy. I don't know if it's gonna make sense, but let's try and see it. So, if a world building project is like a puzzle, right? A world building project is like a puzzle. There's a bunch of different pieces, different regions, characters, blah 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 blah. All of them are different little puzzle pieces. And making a cohesive world building project is fitting all those pieces neatly together. If your edge is nice and clean on the outside, that means there's no plot holes, no gaps, nothing. If there's like little gaps or like bits sticking out that still have more things to connect on, those are loose ends. You can leave those intentionally, but in general, the more pieces fit together, the better and bigger, like cohesive, nice world building project you have. I like puzzle pieces. I like puzzle pieces a lot. I like the little bits, right, of a world building project. I like the cool creature ideas. I like some cool location ideas. But trying to fit them together into a puzzle gives me a headache. And I've been trying to fit my pieces into a puzzle for no apparent reason. Instead of what I like about world building isn't fitting the pieces together. What I like about world building is collecting a bunch of puzzle pieces and then looking at the cool little pictures on them and maybe picking them up in my hand like a scoopful of them and rattling them around and going, hey, 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 hey. That's it. I'm not, I can't put them together. I just like puzzle pieces and I like them on their own. I don't like putting them together, right? And does that still count as a world building project if it's like puzzle pieces that barely fit together, but there's a pile of them? I don't know, but that's sort of the way I think I want to go forward is just collect a bunch of puzzle pieces and lay them out and just look at them and be like, cool, I got a bunch of puzzle pieces and leave it at that, you know? So, like, what I've realized is like, okay, before, this is how it flipped. Like, I don't know what the fuck happened. I made cool designs, and then we thought up lore that was based on that cool design. And then somewhere along the line, it flipped to I'm writing lore first, and then I think of a cool design in my head, but then my head goes, well, but that doesn't fit into the lore, so I can't draw that. Or, oh, well, that happens later in the timeline, so I have to draw this other thing first, so I can't draw that cool thing I'm actually excited about. Or, oh, this doesn't make sense for this setting. I've already decided this other thing, so I can't draw this cool design. When the fuck did it change from when the fuck have I've been cucking myself uh and preventing myself from actually drawing the cool designs I want to because the lore doesn't allow it anymore? What the fuck am I doing? What am I doing? You know? Like when why not? Why am I thinking like this about the lore? It doesn't make sense. You know, I think I'm just gonna throw it out the window. I'm just gonna say fuck it. Like we're just, if I for some reason think so I decided this. Like for example, the Pillarmen are from Varus, but I for some reason have a cool idea like, oh, but what if Ram made the Pillarmen? And that doesn't exist in the lore, obviously. But but it I got the cool idea and I want to explore it. And before, I wouldn't allow myself to explore it. I'd be like, well, that doesn't fit into the lore. I have to come up with something else. But why not? Why not just be like, well, let's just draw it what if, and then just write lore what if? Like, just write like an alternate lore that's built around what if Ram figured them out instead and how they would make Pillarmen and shit. And then those two pieces can exist on their own. They don't fit together. They're not on the same timeline. They're not in the same reality, but they're two nice pieces I can look at and jingle around, rattle around in my hand, right? Like that makes sense. Like why don't I do that? And then if for example I think of something that's completely outside of Rust and Trenches, like this is probably not going to happen, but what if I all of a sudden get uh motivated to design a fucking sci-fi robot dragon? Just draw it and then just make up some lore around it and fuck it. Like that's it. Maybe factions separate but still same world. No, I don't even want to have them be on the same, not, they can be in the same setting, but they're all little separate bits that you can do whatever you want with. I want to collect a bunch of like for example, the bunker cities. That's one piece that can hold its own on its own, right? The idea of a city that's built upon itself so much that it's this crowded, tight, corridor-ridden amalgamation of concrete with turrets and guns and stuff sticking out and its own civilization. That's a self-contained thing, right? I don't have to think about lore of how it connects with the outer world or what impact it has on other things, blah blah blah, unless it is interesting, right? But I don't have to. Yeah, this is where I'm starting to hit a wall. I still haven't fully figured out what the hell I want. So I'm like still I might be going back and forth like, oh, never mind, actually no, that's not what I want. But I think I'm pretty sure that I just want to collect a bunch of puzzle pieces. And if they fit together or not, doesn't matter. So I guess what I'm saying is I have to make a video that talks about the fact that there's not going to be overarching lore, right? I don't care enough about overarching lore to stress myself out about it. That's not why I world build, is not to have the pieces fit together. I world build because I like little puzzle pieces. So I'm just gonna make lore about puzzle pieces, right? And little snippets and pieces that add interest to the concept that I designed, but no more than that. It doesn't have to be more than that. Like, for example, this Loom Bear thing. We can write lore about it, it being a minion of the sewing witch, what abilities it has, maybe a cool little story of an encounter with it and stuff like that. But that's it. And then it's cool little piece where it's like, oh, look at this neat design, and like sort of bits and pieces that are lore about it. And then you can just leave it alone. And if you find a way to fit it into something else, great. But the aim is not to fit things together. The aim is just to have a bunch of puzzle pieces. And here's the fun part, I guess. If because they're all like separate puzzle pieces, if you're making a puzzle, right? We're still going on with the world building projects or puzzles. If you're making a puzzle and you see one of my pieces that you think, "Oh, that's a cool puzzle piece. I mean, it would kind of fit into my world as well," then do it. Just then you can take my pieces. You take one of mine. I have a bunch of them. I have a pile of pieces. You see one and you like it, good, take it. You can, if it doesn't fit perfectly, cut off one of the nubs, file down one of the corners and shove it into your puzzle if you want. And then just I'd be happy either way. I don't want to draw the stranger with the dump truck because it's canon. I draw it because it's my passion. Follow your dumpy dreams, Now, hold on. That's okay. Thank you for the 5-hour blurb, but I guess, yes, you can put it that way. That's not the thing I'm going to be drawing, but that sort of idea of, yeah, it's not canon, but I can still just draw it because, like, why am I constricting myself or preventing myself from actually enjoying my own damn project, right? Can speculate on their own on how it all fits together. Yeah, but I think it's also fun that I think going forward, I want to encourage, come up with your own shit. Not in a rude way. I mean, like, literally, if I have a bunch of pieces, I'm not going to try and make them fit together. You can change them. It doesn't matter. Like, there's no, like, oh, this isn't lore accurate. Or who the fuck cares? Like, fuck the lore. If you want to believe that the Pillarmen are, like, have fucking guns, then just go with it and have your own fun with it. Like, take the piece, change it however you want, and then go and have fun with it. Like, there's no need to stick to canon, or there's no need to be like, oh, well, but my fan theory doesn't fit into the lore. Well, that doesn't, like, lessen the... It doesn't lessen the value of your theory. It can be as canon as the canon. It's just another offshoot of it. And that's it, Fuck around and find out. Yeah, I think that's how I want to go with it forward. Just let's make a bunch of puzzle pieces, have fun just designing shit, have fun speculating or making up random lore that's cool and doesn't have to fit into the overarching story or world. And then we have another puzzle piece that we add to the pile and make the rattle louder. And you can do whatever you want with that thing. You can take it, you can tear it apart, you can put it back together, you can put it in your own world, in your own project if you want. We can fit it together with some other pieces for fun in a what-if scenario, whatever. I think that's how I'm going to go forward. So, like, I'm not going to stress about how the war came about, or another thing I've been, like, I'm currently writing a script about Tondri's research. Like, I talked about it in the last video of, like, I drew the witch, and I'm like, I'm excited to talk about Tondri's research and stuff. So I started writing a script from his perspective. But, like, as I kept writing it, I'm like, what the fuck am I doing? Like, I'm miserable doing this. It's fun, but it's not the type of fun I am looking for. Like, I'm not drawing anything. What the fuck am I doing? I'm writing a story about a dude in a wheelchair stuck in a lead-lined chapel, and his turmoil at the situation that he's stuck in, and how he's stuck between a rock and a hard place, not being able to cure the people that he wants to, but also being forced to by Ram to whatever, like that shit. And it's like, yeah, it's an interesting story and stuff, and we can talk about it and blah, blah, blah. But, like, I'm not getting to draw a fucking cool spider monster from it, Like, what am I doing? I'm not getting to draw a cool spider monster. I'm writing about a sad dude in a lead room, And that's interesting, but I'm just shit at that stuff. I'm shit at writing that. You know, like maybe somebody else can write that if you want, and I can give you like pointers of like, oh, this would be an interesting way for the story to go, but like I'm not writing it. I've realized halfway through, like I'm shit at this. What am I doing? Um, so yeah, like why not just have me like the reason I wanted to write that research. Okay, here. The reason I said I was excited about the research was because I was interested about exploring its consequences. But because my head at the time, literally like 4 days ago, was still stuck in that mindset of, oh, the lore needs to come first, and then the lore allows for me to draw cool designs, right? I was still in that mindset. So I was thinking, oh, I can't wait to cover Tandri's lore because then I get to draw the thing I actually want to. Instead of slapping myself awake and being like, dude, just draw the thing you want to, and then just like make up a fucking scaffolding, just explain enough of a scaffolding of the lore to make sense of what this thing you just drew is. Why are you like going slowly to reach the thing you actually want to do? It doesn't make sense. So the reason I wanted to talk about the research was because I'm excited to explore Rom's uh research into using curses to modify soldiers. That's what it's leading up to. Is Tandre is eventually gonna obviously he figures out what witches are. He figures out how curses work. Then he figures out how you can transplant curses and extract curses and stuff like that. And that's what Ram is looking for, right? Tandri doesn't want that, but that's what Ram wants. That's why they pay him to fucking research the stuff in the first place, right? So why am I going through all this shit just to draw like curse modified soldiers? Just draw curse modified soldiers. What am I doing? Right? This is me basically talking to myself. Like you guys are just fucking audience members in my breakdown here, but this is like my realization. It's like, what am I doing? I want to draw cursed soldiers, and I'm stuck here like writing a script about a dude having a breakdown in a lead room. Just draw the cursed soldiers, skip ahead, and then I can just say, well, Tandre figured out research and how to use curses to modify people, and Ram ran with it, and he made modified soldiers. Here are the modified soldiers. There you go. That's it. You know, like what's the deal? Why am I? What am I doing? So yeah, what I'm gonna do is I'm enjoying drawing this, and then after I'm done with this, if I get like a cool idea for like a modified cursed soldier and shit like that, I'm just gonna do that. I'm just gonna draw that, and then we're gonna make some fun lore just around that, right? And I'm just gonna skip ahead and skip through the timeline or what if or but scenarios, whatever the fuck, to draw whatever I'm most excited and interested about. Honestly, the buildup is way cooler in my opinion. I know. I know. That's why I'm saying this is going to upset a lot of people. The fact is, I can't make everybody happy, and a lot of people I know like the lore, right? They like the buildup to like the witches and stuff like that. I don't though, right? And I don't know. I've written myself into a corner where now people are expecting lore. Not everybody, obviously, and I don't think this is gonna be like at the end of the Monster Garden. It's gonna devastate the community. I can't believe it. There's gonna be lore, but it's just not gonna be like the slow ass build up to me trying to find a cohesive way to lead into the next interesting thing that I actually want to talk about. I'm just gonna say fuck it and draw the next thing I actually want to. That's it, right? I think that'll be better, mainly for my health. And if we'll lose like some of the lead up and some of the, I guess the suspense and that sort of stuff, I don't care. I don't care because the fun part to me is is making up cool shit, right? That's the fun part to me. The lead up to that cool shit is interesting as well, but I'm not gonna bother fucking writing it. Like I can't bother. And the thing is, I don't think we lose that much out of it. Because think about it this way. I can just draw the cursed soldiers, right? I can just draw those. And then if we want, we can still go back and explore Tondri's breakdown in his lead room. Like, that isn't, like, after we've skipped ahead and, you know, skip to the result of a storyline or whatever, there's nothing stopping us from just going back and exploring it anyway if we feel like it, right? Like, there's nothing stopping us. And then you could say, like, oh, well, but we already know what the outcome's going to be, so it's not as tense. Well, to me, I think if it's an interesting story, it holds up even if you know where it's going to go. It's just a fun story. I don't think spoilers are bad. If the story is good enough, it holds up even after you get it spoiled. It still has fun moments and bits that are interesting, even if you know where it's going, you know? I don't think it matters. I don't think it matters. Cool designs and explanation for the designs. I think you underestimate how much lore and world building crossover. A lot of people just like the cool designs, and the explanations of the designs are just the icing. I think you underestimate how much lore and world building crossover. Lore and world building crossover. A lot of people just like cool design. Yeah, we're not losing lore. It's just that we're losing the build up lore and shit like that. I'm just skipping ahead, and we make up little bits and pieces for fun. And that's, you're gonna update the codex? Yeah, yeah, yeah. If I'm shifting things around in the codex, and basically I'm making it more about the designs. Okay. This is how I realized I'm doing it wrong. Uh, I've been doing Rest in Trenches for how long now? Fucking like a year and a bit now, right? And I looked at the codex and I was like, okay, how many creatures do I have? And I have like 16. 16? 16. That's it. By creatures, I don't mean characters. Like Jakob and Tondri doesn't count because those are unique characters that they're hard to like fit into anything else. But I literally have, so I have the Warbore, I have the Sluppies, I have the Tusky, I have the Cannonball Snail, I have the the railgun shrimp thing, right? I have the crawling bishop. That one's cool. I have like like 2 years. Yeah, 2 years. And what else do I have? Like that's literally it. Oh, the Kabrak. I have like the Burlemen are an interesting idea as well. Just like cool generations of curses upon curses distorting people is a cool idea. Um, the dwarves, and that's still 9. I can't think of the rest. You know, have world art. What? World art disease. You have world art disease. Idea after idea, not sticking to the main point. You sure you don't have world art disease? Like not being able to stick to the main point? No, no. Like yeah, I'm not able to stick to the main point, but that's not an issue. I'm saying I don't care about the main point. It's not like, God, I wish I could stick to the main plot and make a cohesive world. No, I don't give a shit about the cohesive world. I like puzzle pieces and I like rattling them around in my hand. I don't like putting them together. I don't care. The part that I love the most about world building, or I guess it's not world building at that point, it's just making shit up and making lore up. Or yeah, that's what I'm in conflicts with still, I guess. I don't know if my stuff could still be considered a world building project at that point, I guess, because there's nothing sticking together. Or I don't care if things stick together. But that's what I mean. I like the puzzle pieces. That's the part I love the most. I like Like the most fun I've had recently is designing this thing, obsessing about the detail of its midsection, in unnecessary detail of trying to figure out how this thing would function or look like it could function, designing the witch, and also making the little weevils with you guys on stream. That's the most fun I've had in a long time with this world. And I realize the reason is because it's not attached to anything else. It's its own little thing that can be slotted in if I want to, but it's its nice little package, right? Like it's not lore relevant. It doesn't have to be. It's just a cool design that came from like a little neat idea of like, oh, what if witches distort reality and they have little minions? What if those minions are designed like this? That's it. You know? So there was none of that baggage attached, which is so nice. Like, look at this. This is like I love this design. Hold on, where is it? Where is it? Where's the weasel? Here it is. Look at the little guy. It's kind of hard to see him because he's behind all this stuff. But look at that little guy. I like this guy because it was just fun stream time, brainstorming a concept. No need to stress. Yeah, I'm not gonna stress about it anymore. So I'm gonna have to write that in the form of a video, I guess. Left this guy, which wish we could just view his head and see everything he wants to show. I wish that too. Jesus, wouldn't it be so much nicer if I just didn't have to draw anything and I could just oh, wouldn't it be nice if I could just type out my ideas and then have them be created automatically by some sort of automated machine so it can be mass produced in quick succession so I don't have to actually put any time into it? Wouldn't that be nice, huh? Hmm. Hmm. Like if I could sort of just write a prompt and then just have it appear. Wouldn't that be nice? Huh. I'd really like that, wouldn't it? Hmm. When hot tub stream? Oh, that'll be a while. That's the 30, no, that's the 300,000 subscriber goal is is hot tub stream. No, don't take that seriously. Actually, I'm just joking. Please, I'm not gonna do a hot tub stream. I don't own a hot tub. Simon, no. I wonder if they should make something like that could be profitable. Oh yeah. And you could like wouldn't that be like you could make so many more people relax. Like you wouldn't need people that draw, like that's tiresome. Drawing is boring. Doing this is boring, right? If I had the choice between drawing and not drawing at all, of course I would pick not drawing at all cuz this sucks. Who wants this? Who wants to do this? I'd rather just tell somebody else to do it. So I feel like that would lift such a weight off of everyone's shoulders and make everybody so much happier if they just don't need to do it, right? Like all the artists can just sit back and chill, 3D modelers can just sit back and chill. Big corporations, they'd just be raving about it, cuz they don't need to deal with people and time frames and stuff like that. You could just finish it instantly. Meme aside, people are pretty understanding. Just a quick update on your feelings through. Yeah, yeah, I know it's. I'm not like having a crisis, or I guess I am having a crisis, but the crisis isn't about me worrying if it's going to be received well or not. I'm not worried about like, oh, is my community going to accept this new change or new direction for them? No, I don't give a shit if you guys like it or not because it's what I want. So that's the whole point. So you guys can come along or not. I don't care. I'm going to do it either way. So don't worry. I'm not like worried if the community, I know people are not going to be happy, and that's not me worrying like, oh no, I'm gonna make them not happy. No, I don't give a shit if you guys aren't happy, or if those like people aren't happy. What matters is that I'm enjoying what the hell I'm doing. You know. So yeah, don't worry. I I don't care about you guys. Do not worry. Stop having a stop having this what's that thing called where you have like a weird like parasitic relationship with people you don't actually know. Uh, parasocial? Is it parasocial? Yeah. Like I don't think I don't have that, so I don't think I need to worry about it. You do you. Yeah, fuck you guys. Leave me alone. No, no. Yeah, I appreciate you guys' support. You know? But it's just I'm just saying it just so you don't have to worry that I'm not like stressing about how it's gonna be received or not. That's not the crux of the problem I'm having. Oh, back to the drawing, back to the drawing, man. Yeah, yeah. Sorry. The limit to text makes communication hard. What do you mean? Is there a limit to how much you can text in the chat? I mean, I think it's good that there's a limit because otherwise you'd be writing. If this is what you're talking about, I don't know if there is a limit to the chat. I think it's good that there's a limit because I don't want you guys writing fucking paragraphs at me because I'm not gonna read them, obviously. So it's good that you only write small bits. Uh, it doesn't really have to be linear because of the nature of codex. They'll be looking back over existing stories anyway. Yeah, yeah. So I want them to be nice little snippets of their own, separate from each other, so that you can start with any one of them and just have a good time. Like you don't need to study up on other shit to enjoy what's currently being discussed or whatever. It's just all of them are their own separate thing that can be enjoyed separately on their own. Some of them might fit together. They don't have to. That's it. Longer posts are what Discord is for. Yeah, I mean, you can just talk to me on Discord if you want to have like a longer discussion. Because if you at me there, I do see it and I do respond. I'm not like fully present in there in the sense where I'm like going between chats and like talking to people randomly. I only respond to when people at me because that's more efficient. But yeah, if you do at me, I will just respond. If you DM me, I also will just respond like that. I'm not like unreachable, or there's no like for some reason after a certain threshold of followers or viewers, I guess there seems to be this threshold where people just are like, oh no, but I don't want to disturb him. Like, what if I at him and it annoys him? I can mute the fucking ats. I don't know what, like, you think I'm just like stuck in this sensory chamber that every at and notification gets beamed straight into my sinuses and I can't turn them off. If I get overwhelmed, I'll just fucking mute it. Like, just at me. Who cares? If I see it, I see it. And if I don't want to respond at that time, I'm just not gonna. So there's no, like, oh, I'm gonna annoy him. No, it doesn't matter. Just fucking at me. I don't know what's that weird, like, worry. There's so many tools that I have to my at my disposal that allows me to block out the noise. So like what are you worried about? Simon has the ping witch in his eardrums. Yeah. But yeah, I've gotten that. I've seen that so many times in the server. Just at me, Jesus. Like there's nothing wrong with doing that. So many times in the server, I see people like typing to each other and being like, "God, it'd be so nice if I can at Simon about this conversation. Yeah, but don't want to disturb him." And then somebody else ats them, and they're like, "No, don't do that!" Like waking a fucking slumbering beast. Like I'm gonna come into the chat and be like, "How dare you at me, you fools, you cretins," and then just smite them down with the ban hammer and ban them from the server for fucking adding me or something. Like it's not a big deal. Yeah. Overly DM. Uh, I'm YouTubers feels like this is why we can't have nice things. But I don't know what the hell that even means. You're gonna come. What? Where's the Loom Bear head? It's here. It's like a mummy upside down, strapped in, and that's the mouth, and these are the eyes. Why is it upside down? Because it's cooler than right side up. I just thought it'd make it creepier. You know, some like the Grudge type deal where its head is upside down and it goes, oh. Simon is drawing stuff while being held hostage by lore. Yes, that's the conclusion. And the funny bit is, it's a prison of my own creation. That's the funniest part. It's like nobody else forced me to do this. It's just me getting myself in my own problems or in my own situations and then suffering from myself is funny. Brag persona, ban this bitch, and lightning bolt sound effect. Why is it not a human head and not a bear head? Because human head creepier. The idea we came up with was like the witch turns like the the witch turns humans into husks, and those husks are used as cores to control her minions. So like this thing is the control of the loom bear. And why is it not a bear head? Because I want it to be a human head. I think it'd be more interesting if a human is stuck on the front of it instead of a bear, because then it's just bear all the way through, you know, which is less interesting than bear controlled by weird human mummy head at the front. I think that's neater. Schizo Simon, yes. Because bears can't knit, exactly. That's the reason. Right there. Yeah. Let's see. I have to. I want to draw the underside of this because I need to see how this stuff works. It doesn't make sense until I draw it from below. That's where the head is. That's where the billows start. Billows end. This is the shoulder. This is the foot. This is the thingy. Um, knee, foot. Yeah, whatever. That much is enough. Cool. Can the bear talk? No, I don't think the bear can talk. I'm sort of thinking it would have like a wheezing, breathy call to it. Like it wouldn't scream. You know, I don't think it's the it's creepier if it doesn't do like the classic T-Rex roar before it runs into battle or something, alerting it to your location. So it's not like trying to alert you. It's a stalker. It creeps up on you, but you can still hear it. It makes a noise. It breathes through the like the billow lungs it has. So I'm sort of imagining because it's like basically just a petrified corpse with billows attached, it would have this wheezing, breathy, just breathing noise. Like it just breathes, but it breathes all dry sounding, and that's like the noise it makes. And then you can also hear like the shuffling of the loom and the creaking of the joints and stuff like that. Obviously, this guy would be kind of bad at stealth. Actually, he would innately be quite noisy. Eh, clicks like a sewing machine. Oh, I'm sort of thinking more like it sounds like uh, a loud typewriter, because these little bits here all like shuffle in and out in sequence, so it sort of sounds like a shuffling sound, which I'm sort of imagining to be like a typewriter. This is the human body. Then we have the shoulders. Hold on, I gotta draw the torso. How big is this? Pretty big. Let's say that. Just a big old chunk. Whoops. There you go. So the arms go out to the side. Like this. Then we have the collarbone. Collarbone there. Then we have the billows, which would go. How are these angled? What would be the most interesting way for these to be angled? From an out, you'd mostly be seeing them from an underside when it like stands up. So we want it to look interesting from the underside mostly. So I'm thinking like having them a little angled to the side instead of just straight down, so you can see some of. So it's moving like this. That would be a lot more interesting visually compared to them just pointing down. So we'll have to change that. Then having the output of those billows come into the body. I don't know how the fuck are we gonna, because there's obviously his ribs and his spine here. So where does this stick in? Like under the ribs? Do we want the tube to go like here and then stick here? Or do we want the tube to go like from the front of the billows? I think from here would be more. In, I don't know. Let's. We'll see. We'll see. Yeah. Shoulders. Shoulders. Uh. I don't know the perspective of this shit at all, so I'll just have to make it up. Um. Like that. This looks like a complete mess. Doesn't make sense. Here. What am I doing? My brain isn't braining. Like none of the what I'm looking at here, I can't translate to down here. None of it makes sense in my head at the moment. You know what? I think a large part of that is because I'm looking at it from like a side angle. If I flip it this way, probably help me a lot. Yeah, I could already feel my brain working better. Billows here. Collarbone. Do I want something like under here? I want them to like run together like lungs, but also I think having some sort of like structure hinted at under here would help a lot to fill out the gaps. Hmm, not liking it. What if I'm going at it from the or it's not that it's just the wrong type of lungs. What if we go with like oh, uh the pumps on iron lungs. Those could be interesting. Like the cylindrical ones like this instead. Those might work better. I don't know how those look actually, so I'm gonna have to hold on. How the fuck iron lung below? Or did I remember it wrong? Do they have? I think they do, right? They have the pumpy thing. Maybe that's a separate machine. Oh, it could also be that I'm spelling the word billows wrong. Yeah, that was it. Oh, iron lung billows don't. Oh, it's like a giant one on the side now. Uh, 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 uh. But this. So I can't type. Where the fuck is the V? There you go. They're called ventilator bellows. That's what I was looking for. Right, old ventilator bellows to get the good ones. Old. Hmm. Might not fit. How the fuck do they work? Okay. So we can sort of just make them floppy bags. But then to like add more of like medical looking um imagery, we can use those braces that they use to like hold together uh broken legs to like make a casing around them maybe. Also, I want to eventually make a model of this or get somebody to make a 3D model of this, and then we can make it into a miniature. The more I add, the worse it gets. This is gonna be impossible to make into a miniature. Okay, you're seeing the vision? Sort of like that, right? And then they can go in. Does that fit more though? I'm not actually sure. I'm not sure if that fits more or less. So the cable can just connect up and then go into like one side between the ribs or something and work. I don't know if that works. How this Loom Bear works? It stalks people and then it shoves them into its loom belly and sews them up into a cocoon. That's pretty much it. Well, the method of capturing people is it can shoot needles out of its mouth with barbs that hook into people and reel them in. And then it also, Jesus, it also has like these cables that run behind it. Yes, yes, I get it. It also has these cables that run behind it that it can use to detect people. Like if you trip on the cable, it it alerts it. Oh, you know what? Because of like the reeling in part of the design, I think we're severely lacking something that looks like a reel. Like that would definitely add some tension to the design if we can see like a wheel of some sorts on it that's like pulling in to to pull in the different where do we put that? I don't want to disturb the silhouette up top that much because like I like this shape. So we'll definitely have to put it down below. And I guess it can if we have the billow we sacrifice the billow pipes. So they're just going in somewhere in his ass or whatever, like they just disappear up his ass. Like that. And then we can have his back blown out. Blow out his back and have a fucking winch sticking in his back. I think that could work well. Like something like that. And then just have it go in the neck or somewhere. So from a side angle, you can see it down here. Sort of. That. And then just have it like geared. Have some gears going off into wherever. Like most of this is gonna get covered by fucking fur. Why am I doing this? Could it fit in between the gaps of all the front stuff? Also, Loom, so what could it fit in between the gap of all the front stuff and the loom so it leads through its mouth? Eh. Eh. Am I dumb? Could it fit in between the gap of all the front stuff and the loop? Oh, could it fit? Okay, right. So here, you mean here, in between all the front stuff and the loom. Okay, right. I am stupid. Uh, yeah, I guess it could fit there. How? You know what? Like, I think we're being a little too conservative with the size of this thing. To be fair, you're right. And I think we can definitely make that thing a bit bigger. I'd say we make it a lot bigger and just have it be like that, maybe even to make it to like really bring it home that that's like a feature. Hold on, let's draw it from the down from below first. Because that might actually help with the gap issue as well. Hold on, hold on, hold on. I might be cooking here. I might be cooking. Give me a sec. I gotta turn the screen again so I don't get a headache. Big, big fucking winch here, right? Let's make it like two, or like we have like multiple lines, so we can tell that there's like multiple needles that come off of it, like this. And that's like connected somehow. And then we have like the cogs that gear into it that help turn it, like behind this, right? String, 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 whatever, and then we figure out how the fuck it fits into his back. And then we have the billows like fully just sideways next to this, sandwiching it. So there's this, and then the billows just go out like that, right? Like that looks like a lot more of a solid design than what the fuck I was trying to do before. Like that. Like that. Look at that. And then we're not done yet. We can have the cable of the things like go in here and like below, and disappear under this contraption as well. And then I'll draw something here that looks like it can pull the billows closed and open again. Look at that. I'd say that's a lot more solid. That's pretty solid right there. Yeah, I like that a lot more. Thank you very much, to the guy who suggested putting it in between the stuff in the front. Even though I didn't end up putting it between the stuff in the front, you were the guy who sparked the idea for it to come together. Thank you, thank you, appreciate it. See, this is why I like you guys. This is why I like you guys. You guys are smart. You guys know stuff. Come up with good ideas. I couldn't come up with myself. I don't want to play the finals. Oh, you know what I'd like to do now? Play the finals. That'd be nice. Yeah, something like that. That really helps out helps fill out this like midsection, and then we can have the collarbone just connect here. I think it'd be better than connecting it here, because then it this can like break up the larger shape more, which makes it more interesting to look at. Talking about the finals, by the way, I've been really enjoying watching. If you are into the finals and stuff like that, I've been really enjoying watching fucking Moist Critical play it. I mean the finals community is like not to an extreme extent. I'm exaggerating to a certain amount, but they've been responding to him playing the game like a fucking messiah, coming down from the heavens above, like, oh, our savior, and like, no shit, for a game like that, like, it's not a dying game. For some reason, the community's hell bent on saying that it's dying or it's over, it's Jover, nobody's playing this fucking thing, with a consistent player base. But he definitely did boost its player base by like a noticeable amount. Like you can, I think you can see it in like the Steam charts when he starts covering it and shit. And I've been enjoying watching him because he's been pumping out videos for this stuff. Uh, and it's just nice because like a lot of people said it in the comments as well. Oh, it's nice to see like a new player's perspective again after having played it for so long. And I'm not calling myself like a fucking veteran, like, oh, I have a billion hours and I'm already like platinum a million. I suck at the game, but I've definitely played it enough to know how it ticks to a certain degree. So seeing how he doesn't know some things is really interesting, but also painful. Because they're live, it's like you have to try not to backseat, you know, because it's new. Like you can't judge him. He's just starting off. But when he was playing heavy, my darling, you know, my beloved heavy class, and he was using the winch, and like in one of the earliest videos, he tried to hook the cash out, and he missed it. So he was like, "Oh, can I actually move the cash out with the winch?" And then he missed the winch clearly, and then he says, "No, I can't move it, I guess." And I'm like, I clutched my chest as I was watching the video, like, no, Charlie, go back, please, go back, try one more time, please, one more time, because you can move everything with that fucking winch, but he just missed. He didn't know the range of it yet, and he clearly just overshot it or like shot over top of the thing, so he missed it. Later on, he found out, like the most recent one I watched where he does winch the cash, and I'm like, oh, okay, thank goodness. Like he's gonna figure it out eventually. There's no reason to get mad at it, but still, it's like, god damn it. I wanted to get that exciting reaction that you give when you figure shit out and be like, oh my god, you can move the cash out. But never got it because he fucking missed the thing. But yeah, a lot of the mechanics of the game, I realize like a lot of the mechanics of the game are so, they're not unintuitive. Like when you know how it works, it makes sense. But to come to the conclusion that it's possible isn't it takes a while for you to realize that that's a thing you can do. Like cuz normally yeah, I don't think people would expect winches to pull the objective point. Because it's a winch in a game, you can probably only pull players with it. So you have to see somebody else do it, or just be curious enough to try it. And if you make a mistake like he did and miss it, then you just forever think, oh, I guess it doesn't work like that. Until you by chance see another heavy pull it or whatever. What is Finals? Why is it good? It's a game. Finals is a game. It's a PSP. What the fuck? FPS game where you shoot people. It's one of those shooty games. But the thing is, it has such interesting mechanics and gadgets and synergies and stuff like that. So it definitely. Oh, destruction. That's the main thing. You can destroy literally everything in the game, and that's like one of the main hooks of the game. Is you it you fight people, but also there's big buildings, and you can destroy floors, and blow up walls, and just crumble whole structures, and do that to your advantage, obviously strategically, like steal somebody's cash out by blowing the floor up, having it fall down one floor, closing the hole with some goo, and then stealing it cheekily before getting away. Isn't that what unintuitive means? No, I guess I don't know the exact meaning of unintuitive, but it's not that it makes sense, but to to realize that it makes sense takes seeing it first, I guess. The same with like the gas, fire, and smoke like interaction in the game. It takes a while for that to click, because then like fire destroys gas, and then smoke destroys fire, and then explosions destroy smoke, but it barely does. Like that shit takes a while to like figure out and be like, oh, I can use this to my advantage. Glazing. I am glazing. What? The glaze. Yeah, of course I'm glazing. Why the fuck would I not be? I love the game. Noida. Yeah, I guess Noida. Oh, shit. Hold on. Okay, I'm back. Someone said Noida. Yeah. I like Noida. I would never play it myself, though. I don't have the brain for that. Oh, also, I guess something that is unintuitive in the finals is in the most recent video that Charlie put out. He was using the KS, which is a shotgun that the heavy class has. Uh, it is one of the best weapons when it comes to breaking terrain. So you can shoot a wall twice and it breaks, but there's no clear thing that tells you that it can do that. So he never does it once. But he could have used it multiple times to make a quicker escape, or get or get like an advantage or something like that, like a different angle. But you don't know that it can break walls, I guess, until you miss twice into the same fucking wall. But nothing tells you that. Like that's the one of the main selling points of that weapon. So I feel like it should say it somewhere very clearly that it's like, hey, this shit breaks buildings a lot. Like use that, But it just is a shotgun, so nothing tells you that until you figure it out. And it's gonna be a while till you probably see somebody else do it. Trust me, you can be stupid and play Noida. Yeah, I know, but it's just I much more enjoy people that thoroughly know it and exploit its mechanics and do the secrets and stuff like that. I can't do them myself, and I'd rather just get my enjoyment through watching somebody else be smart. What game are you talking about? The finals. The finals. I'm talking about the finals. Highly recommended. Uh, it's free, so obviously there's no harm in trying it. I've been playing it for free. There's no like pay to win mechanics or shit like that. It's just an FPS, but has very good, like very interesting mechanics that are unlike anything really, unlike any other game. Since when is this a gaming channel? Well, I just want to talk about games. Fucking damn. Yeah, I do actually have a gaming channel. No, no, there's nothing on there yet. I'll have to add to that when I eventually like stream the finals again. I actually want to do that maybe this stream, like after drawing this for a bit. If I'm done with this, I might just transition to playing the finals a little bit. That'll be fun. Dead old German dude with the funny hair. What? When will we see the magic war blimps? Uh, I have a fun idea of modified soldiers that use the curse that Jakob has. The curse where like his eyes are those little bugs that he puts into things. So they made soldiers that are like scouts that have like floating eye head balloon things that float above the battlefield and like scan surroundings and stuff like that. I want to design those. I'll probably design those. Yeah, something like this on the underside is definitely nice, and it fills out most of this space, which is what I've been having trouble with. Is I don't know how to make this look full. So you'll probably not see anything else here. You can see like some fucking whatever happening behind here, but it's not gonna like we can hint at it, but it doesn't have to be fleshed out in the slightest, because this makes up the most of it. Weren't blimp drones to literally explode IRL, and that's why they're discontinued. But yeah, that's like one of the scenarios I guess we can uh where my previous like rant comes into play, I guess, where we could say like or yeah, like anybody could say, well, they didn't make sense in the real world, so that's why they were discontinued, so they're not actually a viable strategy. But then that's not really fun, is it? Because if we're just going off the real world and what was actually viable, and its viability determines if we put it into our world or not, then we just have the most boring world building project possible. So we can just say a what if scenario and make up a situation where the blimps did work or have a reason why they do work, or we don't need one at all and just explore it for fun. Be like, well, yeah, but what if they just had blimps and how would they look? And I definitely have blimps. I would definitely want to do blimps because blimps are fun. I like blimps more. Blimps? I like. Ooh, do I say this? No, I don't think I say this. This is gonna be what gets me my first fucking like YouTube creator drama if I say this. I was gonna say, well, I'm gonna say it anyway, but this is not my opinion. Don't worry. I don't think this. I was gonna say I like blimps more than I do planes, but then the plane community is gonna come after me and cancel my ass. So actually, never mind. I love planes and blimps. Well, actually, that's also going to get me canceled in the current day and age of online discussions. It's impossible to be in the middle. You have to have a strong opinion and choose red or blue or left or right, and get smited for not having. Yeah, get out. Yeah, there you go. Get out! How dare you? Fucking said you don't like planes. I do like planes. Propeller planes. Propeller planes are also good. I think the activity that I'm partaking in is called fence sitting. I like sitting on fences because they don't cause me trouble. It's over, canceled, yeah. And then this can be this cage thing, like wrapping around. him, holding him in place. He's not naked, by the way. He's like strung up in a cocoon. I just drew him naked for. There's there's string around him, and he has a little doily around his head, little bib, like a sunflower. How cute. Do you like gay people, Simon? No, the cancelable questions are gonna start coming in. Yes, I do like gay people. I like them a lot. Simon is so problematic. He does not like planes. Yeah. Monster Garden drawing a naked man? Never. Yeah. Why would I never draw a naked man? What if some kind of light in the mouth of the head so it can search in the dark? No, I think having it be a black void is going to be more creepy. But I do get the idea of a light. Like a spotlight kind of thing shining out of the mouth is also creepy. But I think for this one, I'm just going to stick to the void. Because there's the spike or the needle shooter in there as well, so it's kind of hard to fit more into it. So it shoots out needles on string, and they attach into people, and it uses those to reel them back in with the reeling mechanism down here. Breaking news: Simon fence sitting on gay people. What the fuck? Uh, it's a wonderful example of how the news twists headlines to make them seem so much worse. Like, what does that even mean? He's fence sitting on gay people. What is he doing? What's the purpose of the Loom Bear? It's a Loom Bear. It's okay. The purpose is it's one of the minions of the Sewing Witch. Its purpose is to capture people or creatures, weave them up into a cocoon, and then transport that cocoon to the Sewing Witch to have her slurp out the wonderful juices that are in those victims and turn them into string, and then use those empty husks as vessels for more of her minions. That's what the cocoon, the cocoon bears, the loom bears purpose is. What about gay planes then? What is a gay plane? I think the idea of just hearing a clicking, walking in a cold, wet night, a cold, wet night before getting got. Yes, I cold, wet nights. Ooh, scary. Sounds like a high quality taxi. I mean, what? I guess. Oh, hold on. I did this one wrong. They were gonna. So they twist. I think it's nice that they twist. Same as real collarbones. They twist. Actually, I don't know if collarbones twist or not. Oh, somebody did something. Who did what? Welcome to the Monster Garden. Have you seen the movie Nine? Yes, yes, yes. Yes, I'm taking heavy inspiration from the movie Nine. I like that movie a lot. The thing is, this is if we're using that movie as reference, this is the seamstress equivalent in my world. Is this the seamstress being that monster in Nine? That's the giant snake with the baby head and the little tiny arms and the puppet on its tail as a lure. That thing. And the thing is, this is a lesser version of that. Honestly, nothing until somebody proves me wrong, nothing can top the design of that thing. Not like as a whole, like in total, that's the best design of anything ever. No, I mean like specifically for what its function is. That thing is the best design to capture that function. It is incredibly designed. It has a theme of it's creepy. It's made out of like cloth that is like loosely or like tightly stretched over bony like rib struts on the inside that give it a sort of skeletal malnourished look. It opens up like a cobra, so it adds like snake and cobra visuals together, and it opens up to eat people, right? Which normally is like an anaconda thing, but because it like opens up like a cobra, it completely makes sense. And it has the little arms, and each of the little arms has little like sewing, uh, like things on the end. Like one has a shear, another one has like a little sewing needle and a grabber and stuff. And the fucking puppet tail that's a lure, like a rattlesnake, but also like an anglerfish. Like who the that thing is genius. It is perfect. The seamstress was mid? How fucking dare you? How dare you? I am merely drawing a lousy uh imitation of the glory of that design. What are you talking about? What are you huffing? That design is so much better. Like the layers upon layers of like design like how deep each of the references goes in the design, like how much it connects the snake idea and the puppet on the tail, and how it sews people up and eats them, and the cobra, like all of it like connects so wonderfully. Everything fits together. This is just a loom with legs. How dare you say that this is better? I'm not like discouraging myself, not being harsh with myself, like, oh, I suck or whatever. No, I like this design. I think it's cool. I'm just saying that thing, the fucking seamstress, that's a design right there. That's a fucking design and a half. We're all awesome. Oh yeah, glaze again, glazing. Yeah, what? Why glaze all capitals? Is that like a negative thing nowadays? Am I not up to snuff, or am I not up to date with modern like vocabulary? Like, is glaze a negative thing now? I thought like liking things and appreciating them and their uniqueness is good. Glaze all capitals, like you wish to shame me for my glazing. No, I glaze freely, and I glaze proudly. Yeah. But yeah, genuine question. Is that like considered cringe now or something? I'm just raping. Oh, okay, cool, cool. Continue. Proceed. Oh, you're supposed to be nonchalant. Yeah, sorry. Liking things is now considered cringe and too whatever. You can finish my sentence for me. Whatever I say after that, that fits your narrative. I can't be bothered. My thoughts just sort of faded away before I got to finish that sentence. I like that turn actually. That turn helps a lot. I have no idea how the fuck I'm gonna draw the shoulder blades from this angle. My head can't figure them out. Like that, maybe? And they're sort of just floating ambiguously, but I guess they're no no no. This thing attaches there. Yeah. I don't know how the shoulder moves. It can move for sure, but I don't know how. Make it look like it can sort of move. Does that? No. Yeah, whatever. That works. The loom bear might be a formidable creature, but does it produce quality fabric? That's the real questions we're asking. Does it produce quality fabric? And does it source the materials ethically? That's also a good question. Are the workers that are producing this string that it uses to create these fabrics being paid proper wages? That's the kind of world building we need to do, ethical world building that properly addresses these very important questions. What's the fiber content in these fabrics? What percent of cotton? Is it cotton or is it artificial? Is it polyester? If it's polyester, I'm not supporting this. I think we should cancel the loom bear. What? You're telling me that the loom bear sources its fabrics by stealing it from soldiers, and it utilizes the work of little minion bugs that do not get paid? You're telling me the loom bear uses free labor? We gotta cancel the loom bear. This is a message out to the people. Let's cancel the loom bear. I can't stick around, but I wanted to support Monster Gardens, so what we can get quality fabrics for the bear. Thank you very much, appreciated. Uh, Parafan, thank you for the $5. Unionize. The bugs inside the loom bears start unionizing. Okay. I think what's gonna be some trouble is trying to figure out the pelvis area, the pelvis situation. Because we need uh no ass, just bones. We need a way for it to expel uh like cords or like string behind it, right? It has like a line of string going off behind it, but if I just put like a like a big cord here, isn't that gonna just look weird? There's one main one, and then there's smaller ones as well that are like the detecting ones. So I guess we can put those next to each other, and I have to try really hard to not arrange them in a manner that makes it look like a penis. That's the goal here, is to arrange circles and sticks, but try not to make it look like a peen. I think I'm failing. Yes. Like random cogs and gears fill up like this half of the thing. So we only need like it would look a bit umbilicy. Yeah, yeah, sort of like an umbilical cord. I gotta go now. Take care, take care. the arms and legs are so curved that it looks more like a lizard than a bear. Yeah, yeah, I'm not concerned if it looks like a bear or not. It's just called a loom bear. I did take inspiration from bears. I just very much exaggerate the shapes. Reason being, I just like exaggerating shapes, and also it fit with the look of like sewing equipment and stuff like that. Like in sewing machines, it had a lot of like curved bits and stuff like that. So making the bone structure like curved to mimic that sort of fit. And also, bears do actually have like curved upper arm bones like this. Not this extremely curved, but they are curved to a noticeable degree. I just very much exaggerated it into that. Could it not just use string from its mouth? For what? You mean for the like the stuff that's trailing behind it? Map redesign when? Never. I'm never making a map. Eh. Doesn't look. Nah. Doesn't look nice. Somewhat sprawled stance, yeah. I'm not really taking into consideration how heavy this thing is and how thick, like how realistic the thickness of limbs and the size of the muscles that I'm going to add on top of them are going to be relative to the body. If it's going to be able to hold it up and stuff like that, I don't give a shit. If it looks cool, it looks cool. That's about it. And it's magic anyway, so like we can just hand wave it and say, ah, magic shenanigans. It works. Yeah, no, no. The central spool's gotta be thinner or thicker or something. And also, I think it should be offset by a little bit, because that makes it look more interesting. Sort of a winch mechanism type. And these side ones, I don't like those. I think there needs to be something else there. Or just have them like face a different way. I think having them face this way could be interesting. Why? I don't know. Because. Will this stuff be covered? I'm thinking if the stuff here, how much that'll be covered. Not much actually. Like a lot of this is exposed, and a lot of this is exposed as well. Map design pain, especially if you start thinking about the planets, tilt, equator, tectonic plates, and mountain affecting tempa and humidity. Well, it all is optional, though. Like you don't have to. You can still make a good map even without taking any of those into consideration and just going full fantasy mode. Have the map be actually the dead corpse of a giant, and have the continents be shaped like his hand or something like that. You know, so you don't need to stress out about a map. I think we've gotten because there's so many incredibly specific and niche parts of world building, we have maybe gotten too stressed out about being like very, very accurate, because there are people that are obsessed about that validly. I'm not saying they shouldn't be. Like you can be obsessed about every single tiny detail of a world. Some people are crazy about politics. Some people are crazy about the ecosystem. Some people are crazy about geography and map making. But that doesn't mean that you need to be. Like, you can be crazy about one thing and then just sort of phone in everything else. You don't have to. It's optional, very much optional. So if you do want just a random map and not think about if the mountains or rivers make sense, then go for it. There's nothing wrong with that. Yeah. The reason I don't want to make a map is not because of that. The reason I don't want to make a map is because, well, it's just doesn't fit the idea of what I'm doing. Like, if I'm gonna make like random entries that aren't very connected in any sense, uh it's kind of impossible to make a map at the moment because all the locations are sort of ambiguously floating around in this imaginary void, where they're sort of next to each other but not. And if I have to draw a map, then I need to solidify the distances between them. Well, again, I guess I'm thinking too much about it realistically. I could totally just make a medieval map. Like, the thing is, there have been maps for a long time, and a lot of our maps are absolute garbage. Like, maps don't need to be good. There are maps that exist that are completely wrong, or just like fully bullshitified, uh depending on the political climate, or what the motivation of the person that made the map is. Like, I think, yeah, I really want to see more maps that are motivated not by geographical accuracy, but by some other thing. I feel like we're lacking that. We're really lacking that, in like world building, is maps that are drawn up because of something else that isn't just, we want this map to be 100% geographically accurate and that's the point of the map. No, there have been maps that have made that are politically controversial. Like, a country's map can tell you what they think about neighboring countries. Maybe they depict them in a taste or non favorable light on the map. Or what happens very often is, if you believe their territory is yours, like there might be like a land war, they're fighting for land. You can totally just draw your map to have that be your land, even if you don't have it yet. You can just draw it and be like, well, that's ours. And then when you're having an argument with the other side, they can be like, no, this is our land. And you can be like, well, look at this. We have a map, and it clearly says this land is ours on the map that we drew up our fucking selves before we even have that land. Yeah, so you can make a bunch of shit with land, with maps. Yeah, our country is bigger. Yeah, it's big. But yeah, like medieval maps are just complete nonsense. Some of them, like, distances don't make sense. There's fucking dragons in the water and shit like that. Just, I guess I can make a map like that where it's just like the point of it is showing off which locations exist, and like fantasyifying them. That's a word now. That's a verb. But not being concerned about the accurate distances between those locations. So it might look like it on the map that the bunker cities are right next to Burla, but in fact, like in real life, or in real life, in actuality, the bunker cities are like kilometers and kilometers away from Burla. But they are in that direction. Like, Burla is that direction from the bunker cities. It's just that on the map, they look like they're right next to each other. If they did have maps, could be bloody anything. Like, over in Iceland, the native folk carved into driftwood. They specif carved the islands and shores. It's really cool. Yes, I read that perfectly. Yeah, yeah. The material the map is made out of is, again, something I guess you can have fun with. It doesn't need to be drawn on paper. Are you an engineer student or something? No. What the fuck? You look at this and you think I know what the fuck I'm doing? I mean, thank you. If that's what you do think, then Thank you very much. That is a compliment I will gladly take. But no, I'm not a student of anything. I don't know what the fuck I'm doing most of the time. I have no idea. You know, we can do like connect these with brackets to this, and it can sort of look like a like ovaries or like whatever the female reproductive system is called. I don't know what it's called because I get no bitches, but you know, like whatever happens to be in that location of the female orientation. We can have it sort of look like that. Um, is it because there's some sort of symbolism with how the female reproduction and creation of life is emblematic of how this creature creates fabric creations like a woman would make a baby? No, I don't fucking know. Like you can come up with some fucking like deep uh symbolism shit afterwards, like Silent Hill type stuff where it's like, oh, this sort of resembles an embryo, which tells us about our main character's struggles with pissing his pants as a baby or something like that. But I'm not gonna come up with that. I can make it look like that. Like, yeah, we'll go for that. I guess make it look like sort of uh, uh, uh yeah what I said. But why it looks like that, I don't know. Just because. Yeah, captured people. Yeah, some sort of reborn type bullshit. We can make that up. Be like, oh, it's because this creature gives new life to the people it captures and sews into cocoons, like a mother gives new life to babies. And there you go. We got deep visual storytelling. Also looks like a blender monkey head. I know which one you're talking about, but where? Where are you seeing the blender monkey head? Its hips look like Dobby with big ears. What are you guys smoking? What are you guys smoking? Where are you seeing this shit? Blender Monkey, Dobby? What the Where is Dobby in this? There is no Dobby. And he has big ears. What do you mean, but Dobby with big ears? He has big ears. That's like one of his main fucking design elements. Oh, I see monkey. Where? Where the fuck is a monkey head? You mean here? I'm staring at it. There's no monkey. There's no monkey. I can't unsee it. I don't even see it in the first place. You're tripping. You guys are tripping. There's no monkey. Like, if I'm pushing it, these are eyes. But, like, then what? Like, this is the head. What fucking monkey has eyes? Like, I get the closest I can imagine is like Sid from Ice Age. Like the eyes out here and then the head shape like this. Like that's Sid. How's that a monkey? Right there, pointing at nothing, proceeds to point into the fucking oblivion. Right there. You guys should be fucking designing this shit. Start your own world building projects right now. You're seeing shit that I can't even imagine. Like that kind of power should be harnessed for good and make a world building project where people hallucinate pelvises into the shape of monkey heads or some shit. Yeah, I think that's fine enough. It doesn't have to be that cluttered. And a lot of that can just be taken up by the little bugs like crawling around uh, the pelvis area. Monkey with earbuds now. I'm not gonna continue this hallucinogenic conversation that you guys are having. Imaginary monkeys and shit. It's a giraffe. Oh yeah, of course. Who is Tondri? Tondri is the head of the Bleeding Belfries and also the head of research into witches and curses. And he's leading the research into witches and curses. Um, and he's the head of the Bleeding Belfries, which is a location that takes care of the accursed. Yeah, I'm liking that. That's good. Good. What do you mean, no bitches? You have a girlfriend. Indeed. Exactly what I mean. I have a girlfriend, so I proceed to have no more bitches. I have one girlfriend. This is me digging myself out of the hole. I'm trying to find an excuse for why I said that. That's why I literally have a talisman that protects me from bitches. No, uh, my girlfriend bought me like a little charm that I have on my motorcycle. Motorcycle makes me sound like I'm cool. My moped, my moped keys, and it's like a little talisman, and we joke that it's like a talisman to protect me from bitches. The chick protection talisman, so nobody hits on me randomly, because for some reason she believes that I just attract women like a fucking magnet, but I don't. Like, who the fuck? I guess me. So that talisman protects me from not getting constantly hit on by women, um, so that I don't get stolen away, because she also believes I don't have any agency of my own, and then that if a woman happens to see me, they can just pick me up like a fucking like furniture and just put me in their car and take me away. You know, like I can't say no. So that talisman protects me against those fiendish ladies. Those fiendish ladies that try to steal me. The old bitch be gone talisman. But no, the funniest thing is though, I once went with a friend to the market, and so I didn't take my fucking motorcycle keys with me, uh, because I went with his car, and then somebody hit on me. So we were like laughing all the way back, like, holy shit, the talisman was protecting me. A guy hit on me, and I was like, we looked at each other like, holy shit, the talisman, no. That the talisman, quickly go home and retrieve it before it's too late. They're gonna take you away. Very alpha male mindset of hers. Yeah. They weren't even hitting on me. It was just them being nice. But we joked about it like they were. Holy shit, you almost jumped in your pants because you didn't have the talisman on. Fuck. Now imagine a loom mantis measuring and cutting fabric. Yeah, that could be cool. Got that passive riz? No. No. You don't. No. Like, I don't know what the fuck she's thinking either. Like, I have no riz. I don't know how the fuck I even, as the youths like to say it, bag her. I think that's the correct slang, right? That doesn't mean something I don't know it does. That means like get get the girl, right? That's what it means, bag her. But yeah, I don't know how the fuck I did that. Um, she still jokes about the message I sent her. Like Jesus Christ, I look back at it and I'm like, fucking hell, how the fuck didn't you immediately block me after seeing what the fuck I just wrote to you? Procreate better for real. Yeah, you don't see it. You don't see the vision. I don't even use. I don't know what. I don't have a reference point. I've never used any other program, so I can't even say it's like it is better or not. I've never tried it. Maybe it is. I'm using Krita, and I don't have a reason to use any other one. It does sound like a term of kidnapping. No, but that is what they say, right? Bag. Old man Simon trying to be hip. No, I'm not trying to be hip. I am hip. What are you talking about? I am with the youths. Yeah, it's really hard. I mean, you got to be honest though. It's really hard to keep up with slang because it is like in this is in the new age of technology. Okay, I do sound a little old. In the new age of technology, it is language develops really quickly, so it is really hard to like keep up with the new and new and shiny slang that the kids are using. Pick up a girl or murder. Oh, I didn't know it had that other meaning. Those are not two good meanings for one word to have. That can lead to some very bad misunderstandings, huh? Either pick up a girl or murder. That's those are I don't want those things to be associated with the same word though. Like that's a dangerous connection or a dangerous misunderstanding to have. I exclusively speak in cursive. Oh, I see. No, I do want to keep up with slang just because it's fun. It's fun to say it in a very intentionally cringy way because it pains people, and I like that. Um, Simon is probably fine shit. Or fine sheet? Probably fine shit. I am fine. No. I, I don't know what that means. I am fine. I'm just not going to respond to it. I feel like I'm misunderstanding. Is the Loom Bear going to end up uh is is the Loom Bear going to end up looking remotely like a bear at all? It already does. What are you talking about? It does. It does kind of look like a bear. This is as much as it needs to look like a bear. Doesn't it? Look. Look at the resemblance. I can hardly tell the difference. Simon sat in the back of the lady that kidnapped him's van like one of those dwarves. Yeah, just sitting there being like, I thought you said you were gonna give me drawing supplies. Where are the pens? You lied! That's how they snatch me up, though. Not with candy. They'll tell me, oh, I have cheap disposable pens, and I'll jump into whatever fucking vehicle they ask me to. That's how you kidnap me. I shouldn't probably tell you this, because the internet's a scary place, but I guess that's the way to do it if you want to. But it's not gonna work, obviously, because I'm gonna have my fucking bitch protecting talisman. I'll point it at you like a fucking crucifix to a vampire when you try to get close to me, and it'll burn your skin like ah. Anyone who has bad intentions with me just shrieks in terror at its sight. It glows in the dark too. It's cool. Why can't I DM you on Blue Sky? I haven't opened Blue Sky in forever. I don't even know you can DM people in Blue Sky. DM me somewhere else. There's other places. DM me on preferably on Discord. That's the place I check the most. Second on Twitter. I check Twitter, I check Discord. I haven't touched Blue Sky in like way too long. I need to DM you a picture of the monkey on Blue Sky. Oh, what monkey? You mean the Blender monkey? Because if I know what that looks like, and whatever you guys were smoking to see that in my design, it's not there. So like, there's no necessity to send me that monkey. It's not going to help me see it better in whatever imaginary thing you guys are seeing. I looked you up on Twitter. You weren't there. Monster Garden. Am I Monster Garden? Hold on. I don't think I'm Monster Garden on Twitter actually. Never mind. I'm fucking Monlens. Monlens. Hold on. I'll send you the thing. I had the Twitter before I made Monster Garden, so it's kind of it's not the same name. I don't know how to change it. There you go. If it a penis, then let it be a penis. Truer words haven't been spoken, my friend. You're honestly right. I don't know why I'm shying away from it. If it doeseth look like peen, it shall be peen. You're true. You're right. It's just asking to be it then, and let it be. I just want to know what coming out of the bear's ass. String. String's coming out of the bear's ass. It's string that it uses to connect via a cable to the inputs, because there's no inputs on the creature itself, and it's a magical creature, so it needs mana to function. So this like long ass cable is actually leading off to its power source, which are like giant inputs that are strung up in the forest and stuff like that. So it only has like a limited range that it can go, actually. Anything can look like a peen if you look hard enough. Indeed. Okay, I think that's enough though, because my drawing is stagnating. I've been staring at this thing for too long, and I'm not drawing anything anymore. I'm just talking garbage and not doing anything. So, do I want to play the finals? You know, nah. We don't want to play the finals. Nobody wants to see that. I'm not gonna play it. Not this time, at least. It's already almost midnight, so I'm gonna do something else. I need a break. Probably the finals, but just not stream it. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed that. Not much happened, but it was fun. I got out my rants, my rants for the day. I aired out my grievances. I cried like a little bitch, like a little baby on stream, so I'm happy now. I'm good now. Had my therapy session with the chat. So yeah. You want to play Team Fortress 2? I suck at Team Fortress 2. Look in your DMs. Okay, Jesus. Fine. Sent a photo. It's not even close. It's not even close. Again, you guys are still wrong. Look at this. Look at what they sent me. Look at this shit. Hold on. Can't not download. Oh. Let me screenshot it. This is the monkey that you guys are apparently seeing. You suck at finals as well. Does that stop you? Damn. Okay. Fuck. Sorry. There you There you go. There's the monkey. There's the monkey everyone's seeing. Oh yeah, I totally see it. I see it now. Look at that monkey. Where? Like, without the lines, there's nothing there. I could draw anything over top of my own drawing and claim that it's there. There's no monkey. There's nothing. Look, you added that mouth. There's nothing there that looks like a mouth. Like, what the Yes, the monkey. No monkey. He doesn't. It does not have a monkey in its crotch. The symbolism. You're ruining the symbolism, guys. It's supposed to look like a womb and ovaries, so we can have like a deep philosophical meaning with how it connects to the rebirth and stuff like that. Not monkey. Don't say monkey. It's a like Silent Hill, guys. Come on. It's a God. It talks about rebirth and stuff, and you guys just go, monkey, monkey. God damn it. There's no symbolism in monkey. Now it needs monkeys on its hips respooling the thread. No, no. Okay, that's enough. That's enough. You guys are going off script, going off the rails. I'm gonna end the stream now. I hope you enjoyed. Take care.